Hello! So, we've currently got our face here, and we've got the beginnings of the top of the head, and that's what we're going to make our work on today. So, first off, I do want to bring the eyes slightly away from here, and make sure I'm selecting the right pieces. Brilliant. Now if I select this edge, I want to bring it up a little. And I'm going to come out of the, I forget what it's called, proportional edit mode. And I'm just going to start bringing this eye around to create the eyeball. So I will want now to select this piece and this piece, bring it out, bring this up. Obviously I do need to balance it. It's worth noting that I do continue to do some tweaks while the video is not currently open. So yes, the reason it does change between each shot is because I am continuing to tweak it. I do a lot of tweaks off camera because the tweaks are just not fun to watch. And I get that this is not the most popular series anyway, so there's no point me doing absolutely everything on screen, as long as you get the general idea of how it's done. So I'm going to make this piece be that bit, so I end up with 1, 2, and it would connect to there, which means that I need another one up here. I'm actually going to quickly turn off the subdivision, which shouldn't change the face too much, it'll just make it a little bit pointier. So these two will align, and it'll be these two, which means those two connect, those two connect, which means this one and this one both need to come up, and I'm going to bring them up to about here, and I'm going to connect these two. These are going to need a lot of tweaking as well, because at the moment, if you look, it's a bit weirdly flat. So some tweaks, check it on this angle. Just making sure I can get everything sort of in the positions that I want it. Because I don't want any sort of weird stuff going on. Obviously this will need to come over here, and it will connect up here and up there. So we're actually starting to get an actual eye shape here. It's actually somewhat easy to do. I don't think any of you will struggle with this. It's pretty much all exactly what you would expect. We do need to make sure we have some sort of brow line. However, because of the type of character that this is, being a slightly more anime one, the brow line is very weak. You don't want a strong brow line, because anime characters, if we look at the side view, do not have a strong brow line. That's obviously wrong, and that is meant to come out, so we do want this up further this way. Yeah, although it looks kind of weird, it is kind of also accurate. Because the nose bit does come up from where it is. But I believe that this all needs to sort of come up and around, because I don't want this to be as curved. Just sort of checking on my references. Yeah, so it does need to sort of come around and curve out. You'll notice sometimes I select the wrong thing and then I quickly sort of click back out again. That is intentional. Brilliant. And then if I select this one, and I'm just going to move this just up. And I'm going to continue to go up to about here. I'm going to start making my way around the head. Again, I'm trying not to add too many lines here, even though I know that it's going to need more than this because it's easier to add in than it is to take away, as I've said now a few times. Okay, so these obviously need to come out, and this needs to come out. Okay, so some of these actually need to come out quite a bit. So, proportional edit mode. So we're actually getting the sort of the roundness of the head out now, which is very good. We want that. We don't want the head to look too flat. We do have these sort of cheekbones that the anime characters have. Cheeks. Now I think I need to make an ear. So what I'm going to do for this ear, I'm going to bring this out a little. I'm going to curve it. Delete that for Z. So it's going to start connected. I'm going to turn off proportional edit mode. This needs to come out the way. So this is not the ear, this piece here, this is the surrounding area of the ear. So it's very important I don't accidentally combine it, so I want this piece on there. Last. Go. So, obviously, this needs to be brought in a lot. What I'm doing for this, by the way, is double tapping G. Double tapping G is very much your friend. And then I need to tweak these a little. Bring them in. The ear I actually find to be quite a difficult spot on the head to do. So, I'm just going to bring this over and then up like this. And that's how that part of the head will fill in. But I'm now going to go onto this. I'm going to go all the way around other than this front piece. And I'm going to extrude out. I'm going to turn on proportional editing and get connected only. So the ears should be quite a simple ear. So if I now select this, turn off proportional editing, scale it in. Because the ears are very simple on anime characters. So now bring this up. So I don't want to have too much movement here. you can sort of see what I'm doing here. I'm just connecting all of this is going to need an extra loop. Just connecting up all of these sort of parts here to make this sort of loop around the outside. Okay, so some of these parts obviously need to come out a lot. Close that part of the air. Now remember, we will have a subdivision modifier on here. And just come up, connect this. Now I'm going to come really low down. Made a slight error there, so I'm just fixing that. And now it is fixed. Perfect. It's going to look horrible at first, and then we'll work our way through it to fix it. We just want to get some sort of base thing down first, and then hopefully we can make it look a lot nicer with tweaks. Now I need to bring this over like this. So yeah, obviously this is not good currently, but I will continue to tweak it and eventually we'll have it how we want it. So this area here, I want to now bring in, and this area here too. So yeah, there really is just a lot of moving stuff around, I'm afraid. It's probably not the most interesting thing in the world, and sort of no matter how you do it, it's always going to have things that you're going to want to tweak. You can sort of see the ear shape coming along, even if it doesn't currently look very good. And this is obviously meant to be further in here, which means this is 2 and this is 2. So this is meant to be that sort of inner part of your ear, bit that comes down a lot. This is meant to be up. And I'll bring this part over, and we're almost done now. Brilliant. And then all I need to do now is I might need an extra loop in there, and then that should be fine for... Don't want a triangle, so I'm going to add another loop in. 2, 3, 4. So you can see the ear shape. However, it's obviously a little bit blown out. So we're going to select this line. I'm going to bring it over, and this line, I'm going to bring it over here. And this line, here, bring this one down. Just spacing these lines out is all I'm essentially doing here. Just so that they don't have to be so close together. These two be close, and then they spread. Cool. So now I'm going to turn on proportional editing, and I'm going to start pulling it, trying to position it sort of where I feel like it should be. And it should be small, and if I turn on the subdivision modifier, we do have sort of an ear here, but obviously for some reason it comes out a lot at the front. We don't want that, so I'm going to pull it in. Then I need to pull some of these parts back out. So we do have our ear, and our ear is looking sort of the way we want it. I think I do need to go select these two here, bring it in, and set this one here, and bring it in a lot. So sort of the ear canal area. Bring it this way, and I'm going to select the loop here. Which I believe is this one. Yes, it is. I'm going to make it smaller. So there we go. Obviously this needs a lot of fixing. So that's what we're going to work on now. Is just getting this sort of how it should be. Which to some extent is going to just be a lot of pulling, pushing, moving stuff around, getting stuff where we want it. So these parts here like this obviously are meant to be oh, these meant to be lower. Okay, might need an extra loop around like that, which is why we have it like that, so that we can do that. So I can pull the back parts further in to create that much more ear-like look. Which means I need to pull some of the extra ones in here as well. Okay, so I'm just pulling stuff, pushing stuff, getting the ear to lose some of its thickness, because it's currently obviously very thick looking. So I do actually want this one and this one, because the earlobe should have some thickness to it. I think that might be okay for now. But I also think I might attempt to slightly flatten out this edge here, because it should be quite a smooth transition from the head to... See, this is kind of where I've made a mistake here, because I've made it a lot higher poly than I really should have. And if I'd made it a lot simpler, it would not have been such a struggle to get this to look better. Because if it was... There we go, so I'm getting there now. So I have a lot of pieces that are really far in here, which is pretty much what I'm trying to avoid. Because I do want it to merge fairly seamlessly into the ear. That was me accidentally pressing a button on my mouse and pushing everything really far away. I have actually missed a piece, being that I want this piece, set it up, scale it, pull it this way a little. I need to twist it because I don't want it to be completely thin. Scale it on the Y a little so it's not too thin. We get that little bit of the ear. There we go. Just fix it up a little. Okay, so we are getting there. These look like they are in too far, so I'm actually going to turn off this subdivision mode. And as you can see, we do have some sort of weird dip here. So I'm going to actually pull these out manually. Just fix this dip that comes in the side of the head for some reason. And I'm just going to pull out anywhere that looks like it should be much less out and much less more in. I think that is okay for our ear, though we do want to fix some of these areas over here. So bring these out a little. Obviously we still want to stick to where the side of the head should be, but I don't think we needed the whole side of the head to cave in at the back as I had it. Obviously they do need to meet up. Okay, now there is something also weird here, which is because this piece is sucked in for some reason, and this piece too is also sucked in. Yeah, so looking on this end, it will help me to see where it's being stuck in more than it should. This piece up here, or anything that's standing out is somewhat weird, like these. Now, this is getting in the way, so I'm going to make this invisible for a second. I'm realizing that I obviously have a certain number of loops on this back piece that I need to make space for, or to get rid of them. So let's check where this loop goes. So it's down the center of the face and into the lip. I do need this one, which means I need to find a way of closing this loop, probably around about there. So let's get rid of these two squares here. Now if I were to bring back into wireframe mode, what if I were to bring up here, close it like that. So we had dum 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 dum. Oh. Why is it not accepting that I have that one selected unless I have something on the back? Nope, there we go. Ah, no, because that doesn't actually close the line. Don't want that. So now if I get rid of this here, dissolve vertices, nope, dissolve edges. So there we go. So now, these two should be connected. Merge, nice. Could create a triangle there. Do I really want a triangle there though? What if I had another one going around the side there? Because then I can have that, which closes off this one at the back of the head. Perfect. Now this one, which goes down to here, this one should be pretty easy. So once again, I'm going to delete these two faces. So you'd normally have a pole here anyway. I'm actually going to turn this off quick. So we've actually got the pole here. So actually I don't really want a pole there. This makes it less easy. So bear with me, I'm just doing some math calculations. So dissolve this edge, which means I'm going to want to slide this edge over and this one over to mute it, so it's sort of the nose opening up. Do I need this line here? Yes. Which means I do need some sort of line here, which means I'm probably going to want something either going sideways, but I've already added an extra loop going in the side here, and I don't really want to add another one. Is there a way I can close this off without creating a triangle? So let me just select this one and dissolve the edge here. So that obviously creates an n-gon, which is a point with 5 points here. So it's a face with 5 points. I need to find a way of fixing that. So if I delete the face, I want to extrude up like this. And so if I actually select here, right, you'll notice I have this whole loop has 7 vertices. So somewhere an extra vertex needs to be. What if I had one here? Because that's already a place which I had already removed some vertices from, so maybe it will look better. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. So we'll have to obviously clean this up a little bit. Yeah, so it'll create that loop. But as long as we still have this loop, and this, we are okay. And yeah, I think that can work. Though I would like a slightly stronger brow line, which is the one here, so actually we're fine. So I'm going to move this one up here a little, move this one over. So this is acting now like the curvature for the part there. So that's fine. Okay, we can live with this. That has worked fine. So that cuts down another line. Boom. So again, we don't really want to add another line going down. Actually, I think we might. No, I don't think we do. Wait, how many lines have we got around here? 12th, yeah, so we don't really want to add an extra line on the foot in order to get this extra line on the head. You'll see in the annoying pains that you have to go through here. But we probably can start to close it off like this. So it's actually curling round. That will create some odd loops. However, it's the back of a head. There is not much animation on the back of the head, so I think we are fine. And I think this bit needs to connect up to here. At last, not at first. There we go. So now it's mostly just me filling in gaps. I'm actually going to come up here, create this loop like that. I'm mostly trying to just keep it as organized as I can without having to. So this is going to have to come over down a little because it needs to loop around the top of the ear and connect onto this piece that goes down to the eye. So the head does do a full like 360 loop around the entire head. So it goes over the top and all the way around and reconnects around to the front of the head again, which normally you probably don't want, but it doesn't actually make too much difference. It's a good way of making sure that you're terminating all of the topology, because you don't want it to go on all the way down to the bottom of the foot. And rather than shortening the amount of lines, that's what I have gone for. I'm going to bring this out a little so that I have nothing too weirdly stretched. Done, done, and done. So obviously some things need to be cleaned up here. And apologise, it's probably not the most thrilling part of any video, but I'm going to quickly bring back this. But I could probably pause this, but no one's watching this anyway, so I'm just going to continue going through. It might be my longest video to date, but there's no way anyone's watching the whole thing, so it shouldn't matter too much. And this isn't me attempting to make you watch it. I don't care if you watch it. Like, not trying to be rude. But, yeah. I actually enjoy making stuff, and it's sort of what I do for fun, so a lot of this particular series is just me making stuff for fun, and you guys just, if you give a crap, you can watch. If you don't, then you don't have to. So I can actually bring these up to make it a lot neater. There we go. And it's going to need a lot of cleaning up before I finish, but that's not too much of an issue. We'll actually bring out the smooth brush, but yeah, I think for now we're going to settle on this. I'll hit the smooth modifier, subdivision modifier. We'll settle on that, have a look at how we got here. You can see that we have got the basic idea of the shape going. Hit the rendered mode and bring in the lights. Perfect. So, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Goodbye.